Oh, man. Oh. Hey, man, I got it. Oh, hi. Today we're going to show you how a computer memory card works.
I don't remember.
How does a computer memory card work? It's quite complicated. Memory cards work by allowing the CPU to access RAM through a distinct hierarchy. Now look, it's not quite that easy, but it's not quite that complicated either. Before we can talk about what makes a computer memory card work, let's take a look at one. They're a small board with little chips on them. Information or a software program is going to be brought out of the hard drive, across the motherboard, and right on into the memory chip right here in its memory slots. These memory chips actually hold all the software while you're working on it. The programs or any of the things that you actually are working on at the moment. A memory chip kind of works like our conscious memory. Whatever we're thinking about, what I need to do, where I'm going, that's how the memory card works. Information goes from the memory card right into the CPU, where all the decisions are actually made. A memory card works by thinking about whatever is going on right now. If you're working on a word processing document, if you're making a movie, whatever you happen to be doing at the moment, it's coming from the memory card. The more memory that you have, the more you can think about. The more memory that you put onto your computer, the more things it can do at the same time. So how does a memory card work? Very much like our own memory works. Whatever we're thinking about right now, that's exactly how the memory card works. Now, if you want to know more than what we told you here, hey, read the flippin' manual.
Hi, this is Mike Callahan, Dr. FileFinder, and welcome to your Butterscotch.com tutorial on what is RAM. You hear the term CD-ROM, DVD-ROM. There's a problem with the ROM in your computer, but what is it? Well, ROM, R-O-M, stands for read-only memory. It's contained in a computer, and the computer reads it when it first loads before the operating system begins. In the early days of computers, RAM truly was read-only because in order to change it, you had to remove the chips and put in new ones. Today, as you can see here, there are things called PROMs, programmable read-only memory, EPROMs, erasable read-only memory, and there's even a variation called flash memory, or EEPROMs. So today, most computers can have their read-only memory upgraded through the use of software that updates the BIOS, which stands for Basic Input-Output System. Technically, a CD-ROM is read-only memory because once, for example, the music is burned to the CD-ROM, the CD cannot be changed, short of destroying it. So this is ROM, read-only memory, and that's all there is to it.
Hey, what's going on everyone? So I hope everyone had a nice holiday and you all brought in the new year well. We're all looking forward to 2013. Let's do it. So in this video, I want to talk a little bit about RAM memory. I know everyone's aware of what's RAM, but I feel like not everyone has a deep understanding of how it works or how it really affects all the digital devices that people use. Oh, I have like 1 gig of RAM in my old computer, but my MacBook Pro has like 8 gigs of RAM. So why is it better to have more RAM? Well, with more RAM, your computers and smartphones can do more things and run more programs at the same time, right? Yes, you are right. Most people can't really explain RAM beyond that point, so that's where I'm going to try to help out a little bit. Lesson number 1 is pretty simple. We're just going to divide memory into 2 categories. The first category is memory that can hold onto its data when there's no electricity running through it and it's not plugged into anything. So this includes your thumb drives, hard drives, different type of flash drives. You can carry it around, unplug it from your computer, and it still holds all your data. The second type of memory is memory that loses all its data when there's no power attached to it. The memory commonly known to everyone as RAM is that type of memory. And when there's no electricity, there's nothing in it. So when you first power up your smartphone, the RAM, this container, is completely empty. On the other hand, your smartphone's hard drive or flash memory has all this stuff, and it's still there even with no electricity. This hard drive is going to have your Android or your iOS. It has Angry Birds and all that good stuff waiting to be run once your smartphone powers on. Let's talk briefly about a computer processor, or it's sometimes known as the brain of the computer. It's doing all the processing and it's running all the software and programs that are running on your smartphone or your laptop. In order for the computer processor to run any type of program, the program has to exist in this memory. When your phone boots up and this memory is empty, how does the processor run anything? Okay, so I lied a little bit. The computer processor can run a little bit of simple software that doesn't have to be in here. Right when your smartphone boots up, it looks in its big memory for the operating system. It's able to take out the operating system, Android, and it's going to load that into the memory so the processor can run it. The phone started up and we load the operating system into the memory, and now the processor can run it. Remember, the processor can only run software that's existing in this memory. Now that this is done, we start loading all our smartphone apps like Angry Birds and Facebook and Twitter and all that stuff. But we have to first go to our flash memory and get all that stuff and put it in here. So I'm gonna load Facebook into memory. I can load Angry Birds into memory. I can load the Orange application into memory. Now we have all these different programs, also known as a process, which exists in the RAM and can be run by the computer's processor. So remember, this RAM is finite. 1 gigs, 2 gigs, 4 gigs, or 8 gigs. So what happens when you want to run this garage opener application, but there's no more room left in the memory to put it? Your smartphone doesn't just blow up and deny you the ability to run this garage opener. It has to move programs in the RAM back into disk to make room for this guy. If we want to make room for this, we're going to take out the Orange application and move it back to the other memory, and now we have room for this to run. But what if we want to go back and use the Orange application? We have to move something else out of the way and put the Orange one back in. So this is why having a larger RAM is better. You can fit more software that can be run by the processor, and you don't have to go back to your slow hard drive or flash memory to get any of your programs. The process I was showing you where you move programs in and out of memory and the slow hard drive stuff, that process is known as paging, and it's really slow. There's too many apps running, there's too much paging going on. So when you run Control-Alt-Delete or Android Task Killer, what you're really doing is just taking programs that aren't being run by the processor from here, and you're just taking them out of your memory. They're freed up. Alright, so that's the end of the video. I could talk for days about this stuff actually, but I just wanted to share a little bit about RAM and what it means. I hope if you watch this, you learned something. I'll see you guys next time.